Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick pic.
Everybody at that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
Because we don't care about anything else. We're a walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Gonorrhea. No. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop! Stop it now! I order you to stop! I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. That's not... look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you gotta fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay.
I got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Terrence Pop here with another live stream, live from the lair. And if you guys recall, I made a prediction after the ear shooting event a couple months back that there would be a minimum of 3. Well, we've just had the second one. All right, and I just want to say this: I am glad DeSantis has decided to maintain custody of this individual, do the investigation inside Florida, and take care of it all in-house. because it seems of late the DOJ will say they're investigating stuff, but you never hear anything after the fact. Las Vegas shooting. More information in regards to what happened last July. In fact, the FBI, who's basically chomping at the bit to prosecute the former president, wants to investigate this incident as well. My gut feeling is telling me this. There's a leak inside the organization within the DOJ. And this is going to get bad. And hopefully they don't succeed. I don't think they will, but I've been wrong before. I'm banking on the third one being caught early, and then whatever happens at the election, we'll see how that goes down. I got Jimmy in the background pushing buttons, and I got Battle Dwarf on station. So let's get this craziness started.
What was that first couple of seconds there? Is your first day with rented lips?
Kind of.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You just drink your tea.
I got some brain fog going on.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? This whole thing with the shooting attempt, I don't think he even actually got a round off. My understanding is the Secret Service discovered him pretty quickly, relatively speaking. I mean, that is after the 12 hours that he had already been sitting there.
Yeah.
Which tells me that security in the area is as lax as it can get. Now, there's a couple of points on that one, though. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, he was there for 12 hours. So I've done like exercises when we were in the Army where you do base penetration testing.
Yep.
And you put a couple of guys together and they're the red team and you got to go attack the base and the base is on high alert. If you know the base and you've got any sense at all, you're at least going to get inside the wire.
Yes. Well,
at a minimum.
This guy was not from the area, so they say.
Okay.
He actually cut a hole in the fence.
Okay.
And he was using concealment in the bushes.
Sort of.
Yeah, because they saw him.
They ended up spotting him.
Now, he was on the fifth hole.
Yeah.
He was finishing up the fifth hole.
Trump was on the fifth hole.
And luck, but this guy was by the sixth.
Right.
Okay, so there's about 300 meters plus.
Okay.
All right. He had an SKS from the pictures I saw.
Right.
High capacity mag, 30 rounds. It's an AK-47 round.
A reasonable person, good shot out to 250?
Well, that has an effective range to 250, but you're using the Russian garbage ammo. So you got big shot groups.
You're not going to get any kind of accuracy?
No. You got to be inside of 150 to get decent accuracy with that platform. It's not built for super long shooting like I would say M16A2, which
it's a Russian rifle. Their tactic was to mass guys together and put as much lead on the target as you could.
I think the tactic is called bazillion bullets.
Bazillion bullets technique.
Yeah, I think that's what they called it in the Q course.
The bazillion bullets technique.
Yeah, they used to have that little PPK, fired the 28 by or 5.7 by 28, little tiny round. No, it was 7.62 by 28. And they literally
7.62 by 20. What are you gonna do with that?
It's a real short round.
Yeah, no, I get it.
They get close and they just spray and
spray everything down. Okay,
it's pretty much how it goes.
So,
what we need to talk about here is we're going to cover a lot of the news stories and everything. But Steve and I were watching some videos in regards to this earlier, and they're saying the Secret Service, the guy running SS. Secret Service is saying, oh, it was an impromptu golf outing. All right. I've been around quite a few generals. And generals just don't go willy-nilly. Let's change everything on a dime. It's 24 to 48 hours, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So his staff or somebody, they all knew what was going to happen 24 to 48 hours out before he decided to, hit the golf ball.
Yeah, I've been on 1-star and a 4-star staff, and they schedule their schedules, and any unscheduled time is always scheduled.
Correct.
Um,
Unless you go to Starbucks.
Unless you're like on your way to the briefing, you pull over, I want a coffee. And then your general wants a coffee, you pull over and get him a damn coffee. Anyway, like I said, they schedule their schedules, and any unscheduled time is always scheduled unscheduled time, if you follow what I'm saying. These guys don't just haphazardly do this stuff, which means I would say a minimum of a 24-hour notice for an unscheduled activity. Which tells me that this guy was there for 12 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to assume a point here because we don't have a way to access the actual fact that Trump had unscheduled golf time that he told his crew about 24 hours ahead of time. This guy somehow manages to show up, cut a hole in the fence, set up, apparently hang 2 body armor vests on either side of his shooting position.
Correct. And a GoPro.
And a GoPro, so he can film this, so he can watch this.
You got to give us the face so he'd live forever.
Because he's going to be the next guy who kills Trump, right? Because if he gets away with this, he's going to live forever. Be immortal. Oh.
All right. There's a lot of shit we got to cover here.
Where are we here? The suspect in the second assassination attempt. The media, by the way, is sort of reveling in the number of assassination attempts racking up, in my opinion, which is disturbing in itself. So this guy, Ryan Routh, he tried to bring down President Trump. He laughed and smiled ahead of his first court appearance in Florida on Monday. Wearing jail scrubs and shackles on his wrists and ankles, walked into the courtroom and laughed and smiled about 3 to 4 times when he was speaking to his court-appointed attorney before the hearing began. When they arrested him, he put up no resistance at all.
I know.
Watching that video.
I saw the arrest.
0. So
what is he going to do?
I just made a connection. Hang on a second.
All right.
Think this one through. He's laughing and joking and smiling and everything. And when he's arrested, he puts up no fight or anything at all, right? Mm-hmm. What's happening right now that might have made him all laughing and smiling and cocky and self-confident?
He probably thought he was going to get sent over to the DOJ.
And the custody of the FBI.
Correct.
And right now the FBI is like, you have to release custody of him. DeSantis' people are saying no. So,
and that's not being covered in the media.
It is not being covered. We had a hard time finding that.
Yeah.
That little factoid right there, I just connected that in my feeble little mind, but that's a heck of a coincidence that he was really relaxed about being picked up. And now the DOJ and the FBI is like hot to trot to get this guy.
I mean, what's that guy going to do? He's built like olive oil with a penis. I mean, I'm serious. What the hell is he going to do?
Oh, Popeye!
I'm serious. You look at the guy.
Olive oil with a penis. Wow. No, I think there's something here. I do, because we have a problem with this Ralph character because like the first shooter, this bozo was in a BlackRock commercial too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're way beyond coincidence here.
I'm afraid so.
I mean,
wait, but there's more.
But there's more.
But there's more. I forgot to pull this clip. There's this famous chef guy who has cooked for the Obamas, and he's cooking for the Harris Waltz campaign right now, and he's cooked for like Clinton and a whole bunch of these other people that are on this particular Washington, D.C. A-list, right? Mm. And there's a picture of him all buddy-buddy with Zelensky.
Ah.
And then there's a picture of him with this shooter, who's a construction contract company owner from Hawaii.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, let's just get
with a criminal record.
He was convicted of a felony, and he had a string of misdemeanors that probably could have been. He probably pled down to a misdemeanor to avoid felony convictions. But I will say, he got caught with a machine gun. He was probably in his mid to late 20s. It was like 20 years ago.
Dude's 58 now. Come on.
Okay, you're right. 38.
Dude's 58.
Should have known better. Yeah. I'll give you a pass up to about 22.
Yeah.
because I've dealt with many soldiers between 18 and 22, and they're straight up dumbass.
We had to go to war or go to jail.
Yeah.
We had an actual go to war, go to jail. He was sitting in the entrance at the headquarters when we came in, and we were back from freaking, I think we were coming back from Southeast Asia, and we were all like fucked up, and we had all of our gear on and stuff like that. We walked in, and we're like, walked through the door, and he's like,
go to war, go to jail.
This is going to be bad.
That used to be a thing back in the day,
Yeah.
and with the recruiting numbers how they are, it's going to probably happen again.
So, with all of these coincidences, this is a posited theory here. He has this prehistory of crime, right?
Correct.
What if the DOJ had gone to him and said, we'll brush all this under the table, but you're our bitch now?
I mean, it's plausible.
Or FBI or Hillary's entity, whatever Hillary's entity may be. I think she has an FBI within the FBI of her own.
All right, and I'm going to make
Honestly.
another prediction right here.
Okay, do it.
I bet you they're going to go to a federal attorney or federal judge and try to pressure Florida to turn the guy over to the DOJ.
I believe they're already doing that.
Well, we'll see.
I think this guy is going to get memory hold.
Yep. Well, they're trying to memory hole him.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope DeSantis does not allow that.
They've already done that with the first shooter.
Yes, they have.
They've already done that. And
But the thing is, if DeSantis maintains custody of him,
yeah,
runs through the whole trial, gets all the information, it's going to be a lot harder to memory hold that than the guy who got killed on that big
that's
jet.
why FBI is racing to get this guy.
Yep.
Now, the other thing that is extremely likely, in my opinion, is this guy gets Jack Rubied.
Yeah, that could happen.
On his way to prison. Oh, some patriot did a patriot thing and killed this man because he's bad.
Or
And now it goes away.
the prison system
Yeah. Oh,
in
yeah.
Florida, bad. He
I
could
don't
get-
know. I've never been in it.
From what I've heard,
That's fair.
he can get tore up from the floor up down there, and he ain't built for fighting.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There you go. That's true. He is not built for fighting. He's built for fishing. You don't want to know.
Yep.
So no cameras were permitted inside the federal court hearing in West Palm Beach, Florida, regarding charges of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. There we go. The weapon's serial number was obliterated.
Yep.
Was scratched off.
They can get that back.
Here's the thing. In the state of Michigan, the law reads in such a way that if you are caught removing a serial number, that is a crime. But having a weapon that does not have a serial number on it is not in itself a crime.
All right. The only way you can truly remove a serial number from a weapon is you have to drill it out and then tap it again with aluminum on top of that. Then you buff it, and you'll never get that out of there. Because if he did not do that and he just obliterated it, they can buff it smooth, and there are some there's some acids and other techniques that can raise the serial number to get it.
By the way, FBI special agents freaking frack. This is purely instructional and educational. Nobody's advising anybody do anything like this. So please sit the hell back down and enjoy your Red Bull and sadness.
Listen,
Thank you.
It was common knowledge in the Army. It's not like a new thing.
No. I realize that, but we have to put the disclaimer
Yeah, I
in there
know,
because
I know.
YouTube will go, they're telling people how to fix weapons.
Yeah, I got you.
And then you got
But I mean,
agents.
I'm just telling you.
I know.
I mean, that's an actual thing.
Yeah. Roth appeared fully engaged and answered all the questions from the judge during the about 10-minute long hearing on Monday. He'll be formally arraigned on September 30th. Basically, this was the in-processing hearing with the judge. You get the initial arraignment where you just go in and go, you know why you're here? Yeah. You understand that you're fucked? Yeah. So do you want to make any statements right now? Not really. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay. Here's the date for the arraignment.
Lawyer.
Yeah. Lawyer.
I don't know, man. I think they're going to hammer this dude.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to throw a bunch of federal charges at him. The thing is, DeSantis was on the mic earlier today. Pop and I were watching it, saying these are all state charges, every single one of them. Even the attempted murder is a state charge, and Florida is right. And DeSantis is asserting states' rights in a case like this, which is hopeful, in my opinion.
Well,
DeSantis has other issues that I don't like, but this is a good one.
possession is 9/10 of the law.
It is indeed.
Florida has possession of them, and he can literally say, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So on Monday, the judge read the potential penalties for each charge. The first offense carries a maximum sentence of 15 years. Second offense carried a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison and supervised release. Routh responded yes if he understood when asked if he understood the penalties. Judge also asked Routh if he was able to afford his own defense attorney or needed a public defender. Routh says he does not have enough income. When asked by a judge, he says he makes about $3,000 a month, has zero savings, and owns zero real estate. Odd, because the guy was a construction contractor in Hawaii,
Yep.
where those guys make considerable bank. I happen to know one.
Yes, and I do believe he owns property out there.
Yeah, who has talked about it extensively. Hi, Johnny. At any rate, yeah, that's not a very solid story to me. It sounds like he hid all of his assets in his kid or something. So there's the actual cover sheet for the criminal complaint. Let's see here. U.S. Attorney Adam McMichael asked that Routh remain in custody. Derp.
Yep.
The prosecution asked that a detention hearing be held in 3 days. The defense sought 5 days to better prepare. Prepare for what? The guy was caught lying in the grass with an automatic weapon, semi-automatic weapon, 2 bulletproof vests, a GoPro, and had been there for 12 hours, according to his cell phone data.
And somebody actually took a picture of him. Yeah, fleeing to his car, and then they got the license plate on the car.
That, however, is going to go down as one of the best courtroom sketches I've ever seen. That looks like a Saturday Night Live courtroom sketch.
It looks like a marionette.
It's like the Joker's being put on trial.
Yeah.
It looks a little like a caricature of Jerry Seinfeld.
Or so, yeah, like if the Joker and Jerry Seinfeld had really angry drunk sex one night.
I'm just curious where this is. If they do,
I don't need that image in my mind.
I'm just curious what else is going to come out once they really dig into this.
Well, I think that's, again, why the feds are trying so hard to get him away from there. Ralph was arrested Sunday afternoon after authorities spotted a rifle barrel poking out of the shrubbery. We'll be going over this in detail. Stay till the end for classroom lessons on this. Secret Service agents stationed a few holes up from where Trump was playing golf noticed the muzzle of the AK rifle sticking through the shrubbery that lines the Don't put your barrel out the window. They only do that in the movie.
At 400 yards away. Okay, hang on here. Okay. Thank God these guys are idiots. All right. I'm just going to put that out there.
Please don't put your barrel out the window like that.
These guys are morons.
Yeah.
And that first one, I think Trump, that was divine intervention.
I agree. He turned his head at literally exactly the correct millisecond.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is... Carry on.
I'm just saying that, he cut a hole in the fence, laid in the bushes.
Yes.
And nobody saw him until they saw the rifle. It seems kind of fishy to me. Like, oh, I see a rifle sticking out of bushes from a quarter mile away.
Look, Larry, a rifle. Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. That doesn't.
It sounds kind of fishy.
Tremendously plausible.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think he had a full Secret Service detail either. And there is some hooty-doo going on about funding his Secret Service protection.
Roll a D6 theory number 2 for the night.
Correct.
There was a Secret Service detail. On that Secret Service detail somewhere, I believe there's a mole. I believe there's a mole in that Secret Service detail somewhere. But I'll bet you there's at least 1 or 2 good guys on that Secret Service detail. Here's my theory.
Uh-huh.
They're guarding the golf course, and it just so happens to be Agent Good Guy who goes, is that a rifle barrel?
Yeah.
And the other Secret Service agents are like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Everyone starts shooting.
Now they don't have any choice. They've got to do something about it because Agent Good Guy saw the barrel.
Yeah. And I believe 2 agents actually engaged him in small arms fire.
That was what I heard as well. And then he took off. Somebody got a picture of the license plate, and he sort of almost got away.
Well, if nobody saw him withdraw, he could have actually gotten away. He could have got away with this.
If he had not had the rifle barrel out there and decided to abort, he absolutely would have gotten away.
That, and if he would have taken some precautions to cover his license plate or do something like that.
Yeah. basic tactical behavior. So
It's tradecraft.
there you go. Secret Service agents stationed a few holes up from Trump was playing golf noticed the muzzle of the rifle sticking through the shrubbery. Despite authorities initially describing the weapon as an AK-style rifle, that's because authorities and news people wouldn't know an AK rifle if you beat them to death with one. Court documents obtained by Fox says it was an SKS,
Yes.
that rifle that he had with him. We happen to have an expert on the subject with us most nights.
Yeah, most nights. If it all depends upon how much I'm drinking.
In the affidavit attached to criminal complaint, an FBI agent wrote that based on his training and knowledge, that type of rifle is not manufactured in Florida, indicating probable cause to believe the SKS rifle seized from the tree line had previously traveled in interstate or foreign commerce. This is what the reason I'm reading this part, which is boring as fuck, has a point. This is what they're using to say it's a federal matter. Interstate or foreign commerce.
Okay, well,
They're claiming that the rifle,
if they
crossed
can
the state
actually
line.
pin it, the rifle coming back from Ukraine with him, then yes. But if they can't prove that, they don't know.
No, what they have to prove is that the rifle was carried over a state line deliberately for this act,
Correct.
which is what DeSantis is standing on.
Well, and he should.
Yeah, because they won't be able to prove that. How do you prove that this guy brought a rifle into Florida specifically to do this?
Correct.
You
Yeah, I
would
don't
have
know.
he would have to have knowledge of him having this weapon in another state at another time.
Well, all it takes is for them to have a picture of him with that rifle in another state. and then there
Okay,
you
produce
go.
the picture.
That's right.
Huh. I
But
just had an epiphany here. Remember when the leftards got all butthurt about Kyle Rittenhouse, quote unquote, taking the rifle over state lines?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
These people, the same people complaining about that would be cheering for this alleged weapon that may or may not have crossed state lines.
Oh.
Just
Correct.
putting that out
You
there.
make a very fine point. That is a very good point.
Yep.
An agent fired and Ralph dropped the rifle and fled in an SUV, leaving the firearm behind along with 2 backpacks, an aiming scope, and a GoPro camera. Did he
Never fired and only dropped once.
Was he French? He does not look French. Oh, God. Let's see here. Authorities say witness spotted and snapped a photo of Ralph coming out of the bushes and hopping into a car. So let's go through a couple of fast facts here on this one.
How old is this? Is this a day old?
This is yesterday's.
Yesterday. Okay.
This is yesterday's. I believe so. Today.
All right. Oh, okay.
Secret Service opened fire on the suspect. The suspect, Ryan Roth, fled the scene but was later apprehended. Roth was charged in a federal court with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in possession of a firearm with an obliterated number. More charges are expected. Roth may have lurked for nearly 12 hours near the golf course. That's what they got that off your phone records. So
Yep.
Pay attention to this. They knew where he was for 12 hours by pulling his cell phone data.
They actually ping your phone all the time, and the cell phone company knows
Yes.
where you are, what the hell you're doing.
Yes.
They're probably listening to you.
Yes.
Though the government technically is not supposed to spy on you. They just pay the phone company to get your information, and you're fucked.
They have AI listening for marketing words.
Yes.
We know this is true.
Yeah.
Now, I've covered this a lot in the past during my SIGINT time. One of the things I did was what's called an asset manager. And the asset manager's job on a battlefield is I have X number of platforms. I've got 3 helicopters. I've got 6 4-man teams. I've got 8 vehicles. And I've got 1 freaking J-Stars overhead. My job was to coordinate all of those so you had 24/7 coverage of the battle space.
Mhm.
You can't cover the whole thing all the time.
No, you can't.
Now, the same applies with your cell phones. While they can have AI listening for anything they want, it takes actual people to go through and listen to all the stuff that gets said. They don't have the resources to do that all of the time. You've got to do something or say something that pops.
You got to raise up on the list.
Yes. You've got to bubble to the top.
Yeah, you got to bubble to the top, and then they ram it
So-
in your ass.
It is true that they don't monitor Joe Blow 24/7. That is, they just simply don't have the assets for that.
But like for instance, if you are suspected of a crime, you can actually subpoena your your location data from your company and use it in court.
That is absolutely correct. I do that all the time.
Yeah. So all they got to do is go, hey, Joe pull the ass bag. Can we have his records, please?
Yeah.
And where the hell has he been? Okay. Oh, he was in the area.
It's to the point where there are 3 or 4 firms in Detroit, and it's not necessarily me. It's the attorneys that I work for. There are several law firms in Detroit that no longer bother our firm with that question because we always end up coming back with the cell phone records, which puts the client, the plaintiff, at the scene at the time. So, because most of our clients do not go anywhere without their cell phone.
And they keep those records for a while.
Yes, that is correct. So there are several law firms in the city of Detroit that don't even bother with that question anymore. They're like, we know it's going to happen. Leave it alone. Don't bother.
Yeah, we got it.
President Biden said Secret Service needs more help after the second Trump assassination attempt. What President Biden is saying, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it is not the truth nor meant to represent the facts, is that the Secret Service agents need to be better at choosing their hitmen.
Yeah, I would have to say.
There, I said it.
Yeah. Well, I would think maybe it's not. Listen, something is not adding up here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the plot goes a lot higher. This is just my opinion. I literally think we have the 30-pound brains directly influencing the DOJ to make stupid shit like this happen. Because the marionette in chief, who's got a hand up his ass because he's a sock puppet, and then you got Kamala Heels Up Harris.
Yeah,
she's not doing this shit. This is coming from somewhere else.
Oh, it's absolutely coming from somewhere else. Neither of them is capable of anything like this.
Because let's just boil it down to dollars here, okay? The political machine that is in place right now, whoever's pulling the strings has spent a lot of money over decades to have leverage and the ability to do what they're doing now. And if Trump gets in, he quite literally could destroy all of that and they'll have to start over.
It will at least set them back 10 or 20 years at a minimum. So what I believe Trump is, and I am vehemently against cult of personality because one, it's just a dumb idea. Stop worshiping people in a suit.
That's right.
It's dumb. Don't do it. Trump has managed to shine himself up to be the beacon for what everybody is thinking anyway, which is we're really sick of these Bolshevik shitbags.
You said Bolshevik.
Drink.
I did, didn't I? We're really sick of these guys. We're really sick of communism. We're really sick of your fake, weird, tranny stuff. We're really tired of all of this stuff. And Trump is like a lamp for this. And if they don't take him off the map, people are really going to start believing that they can defeat this stuff, which, sorry about this, the Bolsheviks can't have.
Drink.
Stop talking about stir fries in the Rumble chat. You're making me fucking hungry. So Trump was at a rally in Flint today in Michigan, and Flint is pretty much kind of a Democrat city in the core. It's an urban sophisticate center.
Yeah, not around it. It's not.
Not around it. It's
No.
not. The rally was huge.
Yeah.
But I think they want him taken off the board because specifically he gets people thinking maybe we can win.
Well, first of all right, you have the minorities and the other individuals who've been crushed by the legal system over the past 40 years. And they've been complaining about how they get charges stacked and they're not really getting representation. They're going to prison for nothing, victimless crimes. And then they turn around and they did that to the former president. So a lot of those people in that group are like, you know what? I think I'm going to vote for that guy because he knows my pain.
Yeah.
He knows the struggle. He's going through it right now.
Yeah. Shooting it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Shooting him surviving that was a huge
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now.
blow to the deep state.
I mean, I was never a super fan of Trump. I like his economic policies.
Yep.
But when after he got shot, he raised his hand and said, "Fight." I'm like, okay. All I could do is respect that.
And he did something today, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
That military guys will just automatically respect. Somebody tried to shoot this dude twice. Twice in one summer, somebody tried to shoot this guy. And he tweets 0-2. Military guys will respect that because it's that dark humor that we use to deal with, hey, I almost got shot in the head twice today. 0-2, bitches.
It's the same humor I use to save your guys' lives.
Yeah.
And that
exactly the same thing.
Dark humor.
Yep.
And I think for that tweet, he needs one of these.
I concur. All right, let me give the the statement.
Do it.
All right, we've been demonetized beyond rhyme and reason by YouTube. Every little bit helps us keep making these videos, so please donate so we can keep putting the stuff out in front of you, so you can get some real opinions from some old grunts who've been there and done that. We have a lot of experience between the two of us, and we look at a lot of these stories. We can really read around the propaganda and go, that's feasible. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And you're not getting that anywhere else. I'm sorry. The mainstream media, they're not covering stories. If they do, they water them down or they shift blame. It's kind of like they're all feminists. Yeah. So please help us out. All right, Jimmy, keep going.
Foreshadowing for another episode, the feminist remark.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch zero.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
I'm just going to leave that there. CNN says, here are the latest developments. And of course, CNN is pretty reliably leftist. The suspect in Sunday's apparent assassination attempt against Donald Trump has been hit with 2 gun-related charges as the Secret Service, FBI, and local authorities investigate further. The presidential nominee and his running mate, J.D. Vance, are blaming the rhetoric of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, to Trump saying the suspect believed the rhetoric of Biden and Harris, and he acted on it. Now, this is a common psychological technique right here. We lead in with the facts. Somebody took a shot or tried to take a shot at the president. And then we immediately take something that that Trump said or somebody near him, in this case, J.D. Vance, said, and use that as a lever to immediately shift the blame to Trump and Vance and their party that this guy took the shot because of their extreme rhetoric. It's a common psychological technique.
Yes, and they're doing this to keep people from having too much sympathy for him.
Yes. You've had too much to think today.
Correct.
Here are the latest developments. Trump's account. The former president publicly recounted what happened in detail for the first time Monday night, recalling in a live stream discussion that he was playing golf with some of his friends, and all of a sudden we heard shots. 0-2.
And if they had not seen that rifle, when the incident happened, Trump was about a quarter mile away, 400 meters.
Yeah.
All he had to do was make the shot, sink the putt, and then walk to the next hole.
Bang.
And boom. He would be on the X, and he'd probably be a casualty. Because last time I went to a golf course, there's fuck all for cover.
There's no cover on a golf course.
Yeah.
Maybe a sand trap, if you're lucky enough to be like right on top of one.
If you can jump in it, maybe.
Yeah.
There's fuck all for cover and very little concealment.
Yeah. Yes. Because it's a golf course after all. It's a perfectly good way to ruin a perfectly good walk.
Yeah, I was a caddy in 9th grade at Red Run.
All the young boys were caddies in our day because, frankly, you could make a lot of bank over the summer as a caddy. You'd walk off of the course with $40, $50, and in 1980, that was a big fucking chunk of change.
Yep, I worked there for about 6 weeks, and then we used to have a big pot of money if you got hurt on the golf course, if you hit with a ball. I didn't know that I was going to win it, and I was walking up to the 9th hole, and I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And luckily, it was an old woman.
Yeah.
She was teeing off, and I remember as soon as I saw her, I heard it. The club hit the golf ball.
Everything in slow motion?
And then the hiss. Ding! Boom! Oh, right off my forehead.
No.
I went down.
Slow motion. I love it when the time does that, though.
They gave me like $186. And I went and bought an Atari 400 computer with it. You winning!
God!
I looked like a cyclops for about 2 weeks.
That's fine, though.
bump. It was worth it.
It's fine. It's $186 right here, boys.
Yeah.
And it was what, 1981, 82?
It was, 81, 82.
Yeah. That was like you were a god among the other boys.
Yeah.
I'll take a golf ball to the face for $186. Thank you very
Well,
much.
I remember on the way down, I'm like, I'm buying the computer. Sorry, I had to throw that story.
No, that's
in
a
there.
good story, though. That's a good story. Charges announced. Suspect Ryan Wesley Routh had been charged with possessing a firearm as a convicted felon and possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number. We know this. Law enforcement officials familiar with the matter told CNN there could be additional charges. The judge found Routh could not afford his attorney after Routh said he had zero funds. I, again, find this very hard to believe. The detention hearing set for September 23rd and the arraignment set for the 30th. We know this. The FBI is working to learn more about the suspect's background and whether he acted alone. Records show Routh has an extensive criminal history in North Carolina. The 58-year-old protested in Kyiv after Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022 and wrote a self-published 291-page book that they didn't even bother to name. That's fine. I don't really care. When he went to Ukraine, he was over there trying to recruit people.
Well, hang on.
To fight. He didn't go over there and fight himself. There's a couple of interviews. I saw a couple of clips of the interviews.
Well, here's the thing. The editor for that book was his fiance.
Yeah.
Her life is fucked.
Yes.
Because they mentioned her by name on TV. We just watched it. She's fucked.
Or she gets a Lifetime TV channel special about how she was sucked into a life of fear. And she was terrified, and she edited this book. And as she's reading the pages, she's like, "This man could kill me."
Oh, yeah.
That's the other one.
You're talking about
one or the other. Is she's
the
totally
woman
fucked, or she gets a Lifetime show?
The woman typical spin of a bad situation.
That's the one.
Yeah. Maneuver 101.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. I believe you have an episode on that
Yeah.
somewhere. I got to find that episode. Officials found a digital camera, a backpack, and a loaded SKS-style rifle with a scope on which the serial number was obliterated. They'll have to say that. And a black plastic bag containing food in the area.
Oh, I got to eat.
Yeah, it's fair. He was only there for 12 hours. Shut up and be still. The Secret Service director had defended the level of security provided for Trump as Sunday's incident raises new alarms about whether the agency can adequately protect the former president. Again, I think that
Is a valid point.
yeah,
It's a valid point.
their Secret Service has them all. There's no way that twice in a row, once is a coincidence, twice is a pattern.
Listen, Trump is going to have to hire some pipe hitting
Some
motherfuckers.
hitters, yeah. He needs to hire some hitters.
Yeah. He's got to get some professionals in there.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that shit now. All I can do is talk shit. But he's going to need some pipe hitters.
Yeah. So here's this clown, and you can see what a winner this guy is.
This dude is like 2.5 years older than me.
Yeah.
God damn it. I hope I don't look that old.
I'm imagining he looks this way for a reason, to be honest. I'm thinking there's a lot of marijuana there.
Yeah,
Probably a peyote trip or two.
Oh, I was thinking meth and dicks.
Meth and dicks.
Meth and dicks.
Meth and dicks. We
He
can
had
go
a
with that.
female fiance, so dicks are not out of the question. They just might not be the largest portion of the equation.
Well, they probably aren't man-made or, well, God-made dicks.
I see. Are you up for a little pegging then, Jimmy?
I'm not, but I imagine his fiance probably nicknamed him Peggy.
Oh!
Women's Liberation Day for this guy here.
Oh, dude, Jimmy, that was savage.
That
man.
was the
was a good one.
most terrifying 3 seconds of Deadpool for me.
the pegging.
It's like it's really not necessary. Just cut that. It's 3 seconds. Just cut it. Ryan Routh, whom authorities suspected was planning to attack former President Donald Trump as he played golf. He suspected he was planning to attack. A guy had a rifle, a scope, a GoPro.
I mean, yeah. And, he cut the fence and he was in position.
Yeah.
All right. What part of shut the fuck up do you not understand?
He was a staunch supporter of the Ukraine.
I don't care.
Well, they do. Routh's time in Ukraine. Routh traveled to Ukraine following Russia's full-scale invasion of its neighbor more than 2 years ago. There was never a full-scale invasion. You'll know when there's a full-scale invasion because Russia's good at those.
Yeah.
There was a partial invasion of Kharkiv and the Donbass. Anyway, more than 2 years ago, according to video and images geolocated by CNN to Kyiv's Independence Square. Oh, good. They were able to recognize Kyiv's Independence Square, which has been in photos since
Forever.
the 1800s,
Yeah.
at least. Kyiv's been around a long time. Odessa's been around even. Odessa was where the Vikings sailed out of Odessa.
Yeah.
He attended a rally at the square in support of Ukrainian troops in May 2022 and visited the same location about 6 weeks later, where a photo shows him standing beside a Ukraine flag emblazoned with an appeal for international volunteers to support the war effort. So this guy is a mouthy pussy. He's not a fighter.
No.
He is not going over there to bear arms with the Ukrainians. He just wants to be seen in Ukraine.
Yeah. You know what? For a hot minute, I'm like, maybe I should go there, sling some lead. And then good pop is like, just drink your whiskey and shut the fuck up. You're too old for that shit.
Yeah. The videos of the Reddit brigade that went over there were immediately killed.
Yep.
The second I saw that, I'm like, anybody who goes over there is really stupid.
I know the Russians blew their barracks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yes. We need everybody from around the globe to stop what they're doing and come here now and support the Ukrainians to end this war. Except for me, of course. I don't want to get shot. Thanks. A representative from Ukraine's Foreign Legion told CNN that Ralph had contacted them several times, but he was never part of the military unit in which overseas volunteers fight. Ralph also expressed support for Ukraine on social media and dozens of posts on TwitX. I'm never calling it just X, Elon. I'm sorry, screw you. It's TwitX or Twitter with an X or however you want to call it, okay? Your gender confusion over your website is not my problem.
TwitX works for me.
TwitX. I like TwitX. He said that he was willing to die in the fight and that we need to burn the Kremlin to the ground. He used Facebook to encourage foreigners to fight in the war, trying to enlist Afghan conscripts.
Good luck with that.
They don't fight outside of their own territory. You're not going to get them to do that.
No.
In a flurry of posts beginning in October 2023, presenting himself as an off-the-books liaison for the Ukrainian government. So he's a bullshit artist.
Bullshito.
So here's what happened. Gunshots during golf. Trump was moving between holes 5 and 6 at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach with donor Steve Witkoff when the shots went off. The golf game was a last-minute addition to Trump's schedule, sources said. Again, then what was that guy doing there at that time in just the right spot?
Yeah, I mean, all right.
On just the right day.
Yeah, he's right there in the middle of basically the first round. It's the first 9 holes and the second 9 holes. All right. He had to have been tipped off. There's no other way.
Yeah.
And I hope to God we get that information during the investigation from DeSantis, because the DOJ is going to sit on that shit.
Oh, yeah. I didn't pull the overhead for the area and the golf course itself, but I guarantee you 58-year-old party boy in Ukraine did not select a position himself. Again, there's homework. Stay tuned at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Homework.
Because those positions have to be selected. You don't just walk up to a spot and go, I'm going to snipe from here. This will be great. It's not how it's done.
And
it is not how.
Let's be honest. He did not have a sniper rifle. He had a assault rifle.
Yes.
A combat.
It's not
rifle.
even. Yeah, it's a combat rifle.
It's a combat rifle.
It's a standard combat rifle. Witnesses spot a man in the bushes. A witness saw the suspect run from the bushes and took a picture of his car that led to the suspect's apprehension. Good on the witness. It says that Rausch was 300 to 500 yards away from Trump before he fled in the vehicle. 300 to 500 yards with that weapon is dodgy at best.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that would require somebody who, like an infantryman.
Well, not with that weapon. 400 meters, it's going to be tough. If you had an M16A2, yes.
From a prone supported?
It's
infantry,
tough.
like an 0311?
Yeah. I don't think
He'd
so.
Still be shaky.
Yeah. Listen, I've tried to engage 300, 400 meter targets with an SKS and an AK-47, AK-74. Mm-hmm. Once you get beyond 250, it gets really dicey, man. I mean, maybe you'll hit them, but if you're going to go through all of that, you don't want to maybe. You want to definitely, because you want to be famous and live forever.
Highway chase. Police flooded Interstate 95 before stopping the suspect's car and detaining him. The suspect was not armed when law enforcement officials took him out of the car. That's not a big shot, and he has not made any statements. Routh is in custody, according to 3 law enforcement sources. Law enforcement officials found an AK-47 style rifle. It's not an SKS. We already identified that. 2 backpacks that had ceramic tiles in them to augment a bulletproof vest.
Yep.
And a GoPro where the suspect was positioned. The whole setup indicates a very high level of pre-planning.
Yeah, they're going to do that for a attempted premeditated murder.
That is not a high level of planning, okay?
But they're going to use that to put him in jail for the rest of his life.
Yes, I imagine they will. I just want you to know that this is not, I mean, as we pointed out, somebody's probably selected the hide site for him.
This guy's going to get consecutive sentencing. So he's going to do like
he's mostly, oh, look, they provided the overhead for us.
Oh, there we go.
So hang on a second. Mental health assessment. Investigators expect a federal court in South Florida will require a mental health assessment. They're really pushing the federal court aspect.
Yep.
So let's see if I can command click.
You can't.
This image.
No.
Command plus enhance.
Move 45 left. You want to know about my mother? Let me tell you about my mother.
So
Labor fans out there will know what I'm talking about.
There it is.
So here we go. This is the golf course. Okay, this is a main road to the north. You've got a main road to the east here.
I believe he was along the main road to the east.
A bunch of man-made lakes. This is some industrial or shopping, most likely shopping. He was along the road to the east between holes 5 and 6 on that corner. It appears to be a service road, runs through the middle of the whole thing there. See it?
Yeah.
And right just below, can you see the 88 newer posts red banner thingy?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's a pain in the ass. Directly south of that, where that road cuts through, you can see it looks like there's some sort of an access bridge between the 2 course sections.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm looking at this. You look at this real quick and tell me if you see any better hide sites that expose any portion of the course.
He could have hid in those woods right there at the beginning of hole 5. But
Okay.
But the thing is it all depends. You got to plan. You got to plan either to self-sacrifice or you got to plan your escape.
So look across the street to the east from his position.
Okay.
Parking.
Correct.
And it looks like somewhat ambiguous parking there. The other one that I'm looking at is way over on the west. You got a lot of woods and everything there.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like apartment blocks, like vertical apartment blocks. See the cross-shaped things there?
You got to.
To the west.
Yeah, you got to use. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, right over here.
Uh-huh.
Those cross-shaped objects, that's the top of an apartment block, a vertical apartment block of some kind. So maybe these woods over here.
And he could have escaped into the apartment block and then
to a parking lot and gotten out of there.
Correct.
But it looks to me like those are probably the best bets. I'm going to say that somebody picked this spot for this 58-year-old goofball.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I would have picked a better location.
Well, you're a professional, though.
Yeah,
I would actually know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it on air because I don't want to, give any ideas. But
right. I'm imagining that somebody said, "Hey, one of these spots."
Well,
and he chose this one.
Well, I mean, the egress is not that far.
Right.
If
you're
he's
looking
right
at 100 yards.
If he's right at the fence, he pulls back and he's literally by the road and he can get in a car and be gone.
Yeah. Yep.
But listen, you got to be an idiot to do something like this because you're not getting away with it.
Yeah.
Even if you do, you're not living that long.
In their heads, these people build these fantasies, though, man.
Yeah.
They really build these fantasies. I was talking about it earlier. Yeah. It's a lot of these normies, to them, reality is a mixture of what they experience in their daily life in front of their face and what they see on a screen. And that's reality to these people.
Yeah.
They don't have any more depth of thought or processing for any of this.
Well, have we ever got a deathbed confession from anyone who actually said that they were the ones who shot Kennedy?
Or Hoffa, for that matter.
Yeah, I don't think we have, because those guys were dead.
Yes.
They made the shot. They probably got patted on the back, and then they went in a hole. They're gone.
Yes.
There's no upside to this, so don't fucking do it. It's stupid.
How you perform an unsolved assassination.
Correct.
Point blank. You have the shooter, you set him up as best as you can, hope he gets his man, and then the second you have access to him after the actual act, you kill him.
Yeah.
And then, in Jack Ruby's case, you kill that guy too.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know about Ryan Roth, the man detained after a apparent assassination attempt? He's a Trump detractor, frequent Trump critic on social media. His son speaks out. Orrin Routh said he hoped everything had just been blown out of proportion. It's not like his father would do anything crazy, much less violent. There goes the whole shooter in the Ukraine theory.
Uh-huh.
He called his father a loving and caring father and an honest, hardworking man. I can buy that.
Okay.
I can buy that. You can have two personalities. You can be good with your kids and then be a freaking psycho.
It's not like it hasn't happened before.
I have a parental unit of the female gender who is horrible to her children, and everybody outside of the house thinks she is a saint.
Yep.
So there's that.
Well, luckily, my mother reformed herself.
There you go. There you go. North Carolina ties. Routh was registered as an unaffiliated voter in the state in 2012. He also voted in North Carolina's Democratic primary in March of this year, according to public records. Brushes with the law. Arrested in 2002 after being pulled over by police and allegedly putting his hand on a firearm before barricading himself in a business. He was also, never put your hand on a weapon at a police stop.
You're gonna get whacked.
Now they'll just shoot you. Yeah. He was also ordered to pay tens of thousands to plaintiffs in civil suits and has repeatedly been accused by state and federal authorities of failing to pay his taxes on time. That would be his construction business.
Yeah.
That sounds like he was a crap businessman.
Or he just don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah. So apparently he stayed silent when he was detained, according to local state attorney David Ehrenberg. This looks like a person who has done this before, not necessarily this crime, but somebody who has repeated interactions with law enforcement. Well, we know that to be true.
Yeah. Well, first of all, if you have any brain cells,
yeah,
you're not going to talk a cop out of arresting you once he gets to that point.
Yeah.
You just shut your mouth, go with the flow.
Yes.
Ask for an attorney. Don't say anything. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get whacked.
There you go. We already know about his support for Ukraine and his time in Kiev, his views on global politics in the self-published book. Routh weighed in on political situations in Afghanistan, Taiwan, and North Korea. He further detailed his support for the Ukraine, said he tried to enlist in the war. It was turned away when the Poland-Ukraine border. Probably not. A lot of these guys who run their mouths will say, I tried. I really wanted to go. I'll go. Don't try to stop me.
Yeah.
Fucking just go do it, man. Affordable housing builder Routh said on his LinkedIn page that he started a company in 2018 called Camp Box Honolulu in Hawaii, which builds storage units and tiny houses. That is a big thing right now.
It is.
That is a big thing right now.
I'm thinking of putting some of those on my property.
I'm thinking of putting one on mine.
Yeah.
A story.
If you can put a pad that won't get wet, I will help you.
I'll get a pad down. I want to do a 2-story one of those.
Okay.
Where did we go? A story in the Honolulu Star Advisor said he donated a structure for homeless people. Okay. I mean, you could do good. Everybody has this idea that if somebody is bad or has done something particularly evil, that there's no way that they can be good at any other point in their life.
Listen, you are not going to walk through life being Vlad the Impaler and last very long.
Yes.
It's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
You can have your moments of Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
But you can't have a whole life of that.
That's correct.
Because somebody's going to go, you know what? That dude's like a raging asshole.
Let's put it down.
I think he has to go. Like the same thing with Darth Vader choked out that guy in front of the whole command staff.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, go out for your flight. Yeah. All right. Shoot that fucker down. Fuck him.
Exactly. That's like
hashtag fancy lawn ornament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag fancy lawn ornament.
You just can't go through life being Vlad the Impaler. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. It's like Colossus says in Deadpool 2. 2 or 3 moments is all you get.
Yep.
God, that was a bad reference. Shame on me.
I like the movie, though.
Yeah, the movie's great. I love the Deadpool movies. Ryan Reynolds is funny as hell.
Yeah.
DeSantis, Florida will conduct its own investigation of assassination attempt.
Boom.
So here's the big thing. They, like we said at the beginning, the feds really want to get their hands on this guy, either to memory hole him and stick him in a federal prison somewhere and not run any more news stories,
Well,
or Jack Ruby him and
or he'd hang himself.
oh, he accidentally slipped and hanged himself. Yeah. None of the TV cameras were on, and we don't know why.
And the guards were asleep. Get the hell out of here.
Odd how that seems to happen.
Yeah. If I was DeSantis, I would park the National Guard around that place and tell the feds to fuck off.
I would throw all of the feds out of the state of Florida. Get out. Bye.
Yep. That might happen because this two-tier justice system is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way.
Starting to really get ticked off at a lot of it. Florida Governor DeSantis said the state will conduct its own investigation into the apparent assassination attempt against Trump at his golf club Sunday in Palm Beach. The state of Florida will be conducting its own investigation regarding the assassination attempt at Trump International Golf Club, DeSantis wrote Sunday evening in a post on the social platform TwitX.
I think this guy is going to need some tactical baptisms.
Probably. The people deserve the truth about the would-be assassin, how he was able to get within 500 yards of the former president and current GOP nominee for a second time.
The first one got within 150 meters, and that guy had an M4 platform. He shouldn't have missed. Divine intervention. That's what happened. So thank God we have a Secret Service guy with decent set of eyeballs who's like, hey, man, that's an AK-47.
Every one of those agents that day, anybody working any part of the security detail at all, even the guy bringing the fucking donuts should have been fired.
Yeah. They fucked up bad.
A rifle within 150 meters of your principal.
You fucked up.
Wow.
Bad.
Lads.
Yeah.
A Secret Service agent fired at the man who dropped his AK-47 style rifle and fled in the car. They cannot get that point right. They love AK-47s and M16s.
I mean,
AR-15s.
Let's be honest.
Say those words.
If you look at it, it does look like an AK. All right. Unless you have a discerned eye, I've looked at all.
What you're looking at, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I look like long barrel. It's a sporter stock. He's got obviously an AK.
I could tell the first time I saw it that it was not an AK-47, but that was really as far as I could go.
Yeah.
Until I was able to see the picture and compare it to some SKSs.
Yeah. The SKS was the rifle before the AK that the Russians decided was a little bit too expensive to produce and didn't have enough bullet capacity.
It's a nice little rifle, though.
It is. It's not bad.
It's a decent little rifle.
Yeah. It's got a little pokey stick on the end and everything.
Pokey stick. I like pokey sticks. No homo.
No homo. Phrasing.
Jimmy, you must be asleep or drinking because you totally missed a phrasing there.
I think he's taking the pee-pee.
Oh, might be.
Let's go.
Authorities eventually tracked down the man traveling from Palm Beach County to Marin on I-95 after witness captured a photo of the vehicle and said he was apprehended at the scene. The rifle with the scope, 2 backpacks, and a GoPro were found in the bushes where the suspect was spotted. The Trump campaign and authorities quickly announced the former president was safe following the incident. Safe is in quotation marks here as we're playing hide and go seek, by the way.
And let's be honest, a professional is not going to hang up bulletproof vests or have a GoPro.
No.
So this guy's an amateur. I think he's a little cooked and booked in the head.
Yeah.
But the 12 hours ahead of time, I just can't buy it, especially when it's an unplanned event. I don't buy it. I really don't. There is a leak somewhere, and it could be all the way up at the top. Who knows?
This is just 9 weeks after the first shooter.
Correct.
Thomas Crooks. 9 weeks, and they already have a lapse in security like this. There's a mole.
There's got to be.
There's no way that there isn't somebody inside this organization.
Yes.
At this point.
That's why he needs to hire some hitters.
Hire me, I'll do your intelligence work. Concerns over the Secret Service's security capabilities persist among some lawmakers. Now, hey, all of you Democrats that are cheering this on, those Secret Service guys, they protect you.
Yes.
And if they're this bad, or this easily bought,
or diversity hires,
guess what? You're on the chopping block too, so you might want to think about that part. The House task force investigating the July assassination attempt demanded a briefing with Secret Service about Sunday's events, and House Security Brief responded during the incident. We're thankful that the former president was not harmed, but remain deeply concerned about the political violence and condemn it in all of its forms. Task Force Chair Mike Kelly and Ranking Member Jason Crow wrote Sunday. Authorities have yet to determine the motive for the apparent attempt on Trump's life.
All right. So here's the motive right here. We've had a news media that has done nothing but attack one side, coddle the other. And they've turned Trump into some kind of tyrant villain.
Well, they need a villain because they're so bad. They require a villain to project onto.
Correct. But the thing is they are much worse right now. I mean, the left is out of their fucking mind.
I can produce probably a minimum of 100 separate individual cuts. As a matter of fact, I might try to do this, of Democrat lawmakers, supporters, and bureaucrats calling for the death and or assassination of Donald Trump.
You know what? We should probably see if Billy Von Baum can splice together a bunch of takes like that and get it to us.
Billy, I'll send you a bottle of mead. My mead's good stuff.
Yeah, there are compilation videos out there. Of course, we have the famous Mad Maxine Waters video of make them uncomfortable, show them that they're not welcome here. Yeah. We have come so swallow a heels up, Paul My Harris say they're not going to stop and we need to support them, which let me remind you guys, she actually tweeted out in support for the people for the Shimmer Nerve and actually raised funds for bail money. And so did Joe Biden.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
That's a fact. We need to put that together in a compilation and play it and get it up on the channel.
Jimmy, are you able, by the way, to put the clip into the secret chat side there?
Which clip were you wanting?
For the show, Deep State Zero Trump 2, the opening clip that Blake made earlier, because Blake is intimating something and I want to call it out. We are thankful that the former president was not harmed, but remain deeply concerned.
Of course, that sounds so sincere.
New York Times said it interviewed him for a feature on the Ukrainian fighters last year. The Times said Routh is originally from Greensboro, North Carolina, and traveled to Ukraine in 2022 to recruit ex-Afghan soldiers. What a freaking joke.
Just go fight yourself, man.
God.
Oh,
Let's
Lord.
find it. So I went through and deliberately got newspapers that had opinions counter to much of what I believe because I wanted to be reasonable and fair and see what they were saying as well. You need to see the whole story. Do not listen to your enemies. New York Times reporter revisits earlier interview with suspect at a Trump golf course. Ryan Routh wanted to fly Afghan veterans to fight against Russia and Ukraine. So says Thomas Gibbons Neff. Last year, I was working on an article about foreign fighters and volunteers in Ukraine. The piece focused on people who were not qualified to be allowed anywhere near the battlefield in a U.S.-led war. And I beg your pardon. Last year, I was working on an article about foreign fighters and volunteers in Ukraine.
Correct.
The piece focused on people who were not qualified to be allowed anywhere near a battlefield.
There you go.
In a U.S.-led war.
Yeah. I just
he just said it.
Yeah, he just said it.
Right there.
I was like, bing.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't catch that the first time around.
Huh.
Oh, that's awkward. Awkward. The U.S.-led war, and yet we're fighting on the front against Russia. A U.S.-led war. There it is in the New York Times. Huh.
So he interviewed him.
Among the people I interviewed, Ryan Routh, a 58-year-old man whom the FBI is investigating what is calling an assassination attempt against Trump. Sunday, I was put in touch with Mr. Routh through an old colleague and friend from Kabul, Najim Rahim. Through the strange nexus of combatants, as one war ended and another began, he had learned of Mr. Routh from a source of his in Iran.
All right.
We have international espionage ties everywhere.
What's going on here? Yeah, this is insane. So, U.S. led.
Former Afghan special operations soldier who was trying to get out of Iran to fight in Ukraine. Why do these people have these ties? Gosh, that's odd.
Well, hang on. All right. If you're in Afghanistan right now, and you supported or fought for the U.S. forces, you are a pariah and a black sheep.
Oh, you're dead meat. If the Taliban gets a hold of you, you're done.
Those guys want to get out of the country.
Yeah.
And some of those guys are probably like, you know what? I'll go fight the Russians if I can get out of this fucking country.
Yeah.
So I can't really blame them for that.
Yeah. That's some crazy stuff, man. Mr. Routh, who had spent time in the Ukraine trying to raise support for the war, was seeking recruits from among Afghan soldiers who fled the Taliban. So the former Afghan soldier reckoned Mr. Routh could get him to the Ukrainian front. Anything, even war, was better than conditions in Iran for the Afghans after the Taliban retook Kabul in August of 2021. I'll bet that's so.
Yes.
So even Archive can't get through all of New York
Times stuff?
Blocks.
No.
I may make a cutout account just to get to the New York Times articles.
Okay.
But we are at a point now. Do we want a block of instruction?
Yes. Let's pull out the block of instruction.
Okay. So I'm going to do this first.
I got it in front of me here. Let's go to 4. All right. Show them the top.
I am doing that first.
All right. This is it's field menu 23. Is it 23 or 2510?
There we go. Okay, kids. So let's do this. I am now sharing this tab. Let's talk about his position with an actual sniper.
This is global security. This is open source. This is actually the newest FM for the training of military snipers. And we're not going to go through the whole thing. We're just going to go down to 4-10 here.
Let's go down to 4- Section 3, Selection, Occupation, and Construction of Sniper Positions. Where shall we go?
Stand by. 4-10.
4-10.
Boom.
Okay. Oh, sorry. One moment, please. There we go. Carry on.
Now let me get down to 4-10 here.
Yeah, okay. You could click the link.
I'm looking at my computer here because my eyes are fucked up. Let's see. Upon receiving the mission, the sniper team locates the target area and then determines the best location for tentative position by using one or more of the following sources of information: topographic maps, aerial photographies, Google Earth, visual reconnaissance. I bet you he showed up within a couple days and they have him on camera walking around the site.
I'd like to see those phone records.
Mm-hmm. And the information gained according to the area. And it goes right down the list. Your maximum fields of fire and observation at target area, concealment from enemy observation, i.e. bushes, could have been better. Covered routes into and out of the position. Again, he was at a position right with the road behind him and probably a getaway car really quick so he can get egress out of the situation. Natural man-made obstacles between the positions, the fence, which he cut.
And the road.
The
road is an obstacle.
Yeah, well, there's obstacles around the whole thing, but
yeah, there's a whole roads are enough of an obstacle that the Rangers even have a special phrase for crossing roads.
Yeah, and he's saying, pick locations under logs or deadfall, tunnels bored into a side of a knoll or a hill. I've had to dig quite a few of those. Swamps, deep shadows, inside rubble piles. Right. Basically, you hide where other people aren't going to walk. So, he made some, big. Let's just say he screwed the pooch.
So you glossed over B, where sniper must remember that the position appears to be an ideal location may also appear that way to the enemy. A point or a crest, prominent features close to isolated objects, had bends or ends of roads, trails, or streams, like the bend between two golf holes.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely correct.
In populated areas, unless it is required. As to that bend, I will say this. I know this to be true. When you're walking around in a straight line, people tend to not look around, but as soon as you turn, your eyes automatically kind of do this.
Mm-hmm. But they're talking about the movement. He got there 12 hours early. So
yeah.
So he's ahead of the game on this one.
Yes. Where are we going here?
Yeah, conducts a detailed search of the target area. I bet you he's on camera around there.
Yeah, I would say that's so.
He starts construction on the firing position, which he did.
Let me get down there. There we go. Yep.
Organize equipment so that it's easily accessible. Totally done. This is all premeditated shit here.
Now, remember, it is very likely that this guy is not stupid.
No.
I don't think he's stupid. Not in an intellectual way. So there's a very good chance that he could have researched exactly this as well.
Yeah. This is open source. Anyone can get their hands on this information.
Establishes a system of observing, eating, resting, and latrine calls. You're shitting in an MRE bag, son.
Or, well, he's only there for 12 hours.
I know. I'm just saying that.
So he's probably, if they check the area where he was for DNA, they'll probably find his piss.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I mean, this guy's so hammered. I bet you his fingerprints are all over that GoPro, and he finger fucked that rifle with his bare hands, took a piss in the area. You know,
extremely likely.
He's screwed.
Yeah, extremely likely.
They're probably looking at his eBay and Amazon history, see if he bought those vests from any of that stuff.
Now, here's where he probably started to screw the pooch. Location, type of terrain and soil. Digging and boring tunnels can be very difficult in hard soil or in fine loose sand or on the edges of a golf course owned by a president. This team takes advantage of what the terrain offers. Gullies, holes, hollow tree stumps. His hindsight wasn't horrible.
No. Well, it was good enough.
But for 12 hours, big no-go.
Well, here's the thing. It was adequate until Trump got close, and I bet you 10-1 he was seen by the outer cordon.
Yeah,
because you have the guys who take care of the principal.
Yep.
You have the inner cordon, then you have the outer cordon, which does the patrols, moves around, and you might even have
you might have a D ring. Yeah,
and they had a sniper team up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The sniper team should have been able to pick him up to spot him if they were.
Now, I didn't do it for the same reason as he did, but with SIGINT, we did a mission called LLVI, Low-Level Voice Intercept, where we try to get as close to you as possible. So we did the whole hide sites course thing, too, and it sucks to live in a hole for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
For one. Our biggest thing we had to hide was our antennas. So we would run cable
away,
like 50 feet away from the hole. So if you found the antenna, hopefully we had enough time to unask the AO.
Yeah.
But hide sites are tricky little things.
Yeah. They talked about the construction techniques, the pit, overhead cover, entrance, loopholes, what have you. And they give you a little picture down here.
And then what's interesting here is construction techniques pack protective jackets around loophole areas.
Yeah.
He had 2 jackets up with ceramic plates in them. In place, angled armor plate with loophole cut into it behind the hide loophole. Sandbag the loopholes. He didn't have time or resources for sandbags.
No, he did not. But you go to hasty positions.
Okay.
It's down a little bit more.
Boopy boop doo doo. Expedient.
Hasty positions should be.
There it is.
Yeah.
Hasty position is used when the sniper team is in position for a short time and cannot construct a position due to the location of the enemy or immediately assumes a position. Hasty position is characterized by the following.
Okay. That's the hasty position. By the following advantages: requires no construction, can be occupied for a short time. Disadvantages: affords no freedom of movement. Any movement that is not slow and deliberate may result in team being compromised. Basically, they see you, which they did. So this was a combination of a pre-prepared position and a hasty position, in my opinion.
Read the last part of advantages 1B.
can be occupied in a short time. As soon as a suitable position is found, the team need only prepare loopholes by moving small amounts of vegetation or by simply backing a few feet away from the vegetation.
It's already there to conceal the weapon's muzzle blast,
which he did not do.
He put his muzzle out of
they saw
the. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we were talking about. Yeah,
and it says here the team should not remain in this type of position longer than 8 hours.
Yeah,
because you'll get seen.
Yes. You're going to get seen. The
now,
interesting thing.
Hang on. What time of the day did this take place? Was this like 2 p.m. or something?
I would imagine that this was early afternoon. I did not bother with the time. I didn't.
I don't know the time either, but I've worked at a golf course, and there's all kinds of people maintaining that thing 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but all day.
Yeah. Sometimes
into the night.
Yes, that is correct.
So I'm shocked no one actually picked up on that. That's a lot of foot movement and what have you.
The guy in charge of the grounds at a golf course, especially if it's a good golf course, makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of money because he's expected to keep that thing in tip-top shape all the time. And like you said, there's always somebody grooming that damn thing.
Correct. Yeah. And I mean, they're putting out fertilizer every 10 days to keep it green. It's in Florida. Mm-hmm. That shit is getting watered 2 to 3 times a day. So there's sprinklers everywhere.
Yes.
If you have sprinkler heads everywhere, they're going to have people inspecting them on the regular.
Yep. Cleaning them out, cleaning the mildew off of them.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the night security that drives around in the carts and stuff. Now you can evade that easily. That's not that big of a thing. But once the sun comes up.
Yeah. It looks like all he had for cover was that fence and a tree.
So I'm just curious if he set it up and left everything there and then left the position.
I'm not sure.
And then came back.
I mean, he didn't even try to make it look like a bum nest. A bum nest looks like a bum has been there. There's a couple of cigarette butts he might have crapped over in the corner. There'd be like a candy wrapper or like a half-eaten burrito or something. Mm-hmm. You can tell when it's a bum.
Correct. So. He definitely, this wasn't it wasn't prepared properly.
Yeah.
It was more of an expedient, hasty kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is just my opinion. Now, I've dug these holes and built these positions, and they're an absolute stone bitch. We would get in position or get to the objective sometime 7, 8 o'clock at night and literally spend the entire night digging this position, putting the dirt in our ponchos, walking it away and disposing of it, and then you camouflage in it. And you have to
takes for fucking ever.
Well, and you need practice because if you're going to camo something in at night, you need practice so you know it'll work in the morning once the light comes up.
Sometimes you got to hump stuff in if you want to put a cover over it. The PVC, we do PVC with joints.
Yes,
to make like a little cagey webby thing over the top that you could camouflage.
Yeah, or a camouflage net.
Mm-hmm.
That pays dividends right there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
on it, you can pretty much disappear. I've been in and seen hide sites where you can't see them unless you're literally right on top of them. And I was telling Pop in the car today, Staff Sergeant West, when I was a private at DLI, we were doing an exercise at a Mout site, and 5 of us were walking across the field because we're patrolling. Freaking Army privates right out of basic, but we were having a good time. We're patrol, and the ground goes, hey, and I looked down, and Sergeant West is literally laying right there.
Yeah,
I had walked up. I was level with his waist, and didn't see him, and he just didn't want to be stepped on. I'm like,
yep, that's a ghillie suit.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, the reason we're doing this is I'm trying to make comparisons here. Do I think he did a little bit of research? Yes, I do. Do I think he could have made that shot? Not at 400 meters. He was waiting for Trump to walk into effective range, effectively stepping onto the X.
Yeah.
That's Army speak for you are now in the middle of the ambush.
Yes.
Because that's what this is. It would be a near ambush. If it gets within 200 meters with that weapon system, it's a near ambush.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I'm glad that they decided to engage him and not wait for him to shoot first like they did for the first attempt, because that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
You cannot allow anyone to get it. They need to shoot first before. No. The stakes are too high. You can't play these games. All right. You are protecting the principal. If somebody raises a weapon, they need to be put down immediately.
If they are clearly in a concealed or partially concealed position and a weapon is identified, to me, that's grounds enough.
Yeah.
That's definitely grounds enough.
If it was me, I would have, if I was running security, I would hire pipe hitters.
Yep.
You would have the Secret Service inner cordon,
Yep.
Secret Service outer cordon, and then I would have armed dudes patrolling outside, dudes who've actually been to combat, know how this shit works,
Yep.
have my counter snipers up. I literally would be tagging every line of sight where somebody could shoot from 800 meters and beyond, because that
I'd hire some good human guys too, the counter intel guys, and peel the onion every couple of days. You have them go out and walk the whole area around where your principal is,
yes,
like in town and everything, and just take notes.
Well, I
and
mean,
then do it again, and then the next day you might catch something. Here's a vehicle that's been here. Here's these guys who have been in the same area.
I mean, I've worked personal security details as a sniper guy, or designated marksman, whatever you want to call it. And it was my job to put together the range cards.
Yep.
You know, like I'd be burning in on windows. Okay, we can see him from there, and I would assist in the plan to keep the principal from being visible for long periods of time.
Yes.
If he had to move across an open area, he was constantly moving, and there'd be people shadowing him.
Yep.
They're going to have to start doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're literally going to have to guard him like it's wartime.
Yes.
Like you would guard a general in a forward operating base where enemies present. Because let's be honest, that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
This is insane.
That's what we've got. What's pipe hitters? Thugs, man.
Grunts.
Real good grunts.
Like if I was younger,
badasses.
The reason I didn't work personal security for Blackwater is that requires a mindset where you're cool doing that kind of work for money. I'm not that guy. I can do that work for my country.
You can also end up doing some really questionable shit in those merc units.
Yeah, and I have enough guilt already. I don't want any more. I'm good.
Yeah.
But that's why, because they're like, hey, yeah, we could pay you, $1,000 a day, or you get like 110, K for 5 months. You get a month off, come back, get another 100K. I'm like, I've never been motivated by money, and I'm not dropping the hammer on people for money. I just can't do it. I'm not programmed.
There
that
are
way.
a lot of guys who can,
Yes.
and that's part of the problem that we have. Because I think a lot of those guys work for the FBI and the Secret Service.
I know some of those guys, and they work for certain alphabet agencies, and they were hunting people in Pakistan, on the border of Iran.
I know.
All over
I know
Iran.
a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm friends with a lot of these guys. They're retired now, most of them. I think there's 2 or 3 that are still dropping the hammer.
We're getting old.
Yes, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but I'm not that guy. I'm done. I'm just here to talk shit and save lives now. I'm good.
There you go. So I want to go with this one real quick before we start with the super chat. We'll be here in a minute. Reckless rhetoric from Dems and media to blame for second Trump assassination attempt. Now, this is the New York Post from the day of the attack, a couple hours thereafter. Donald Trump was targeted Saturday in a second apparent assassination attempt. An eagle-eyed Secret Service agent reportedly spotted the barrel of the gun from where the president, a couple of 100 yards from where the president was playing golf, and shot at the would-be assassin, who was later arrested. It's a frightening development that highlights the recklessness of the hateful rhetoric constantly aimed at Trump by his political opponents, even after he was shot at a rally in Pennsylvania. That is undeniable. Last week, Kamala Harris falsely accused Trump of calling Nazis fine people, promising a bloodbath, and being responsible for the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. That is Kamala Harris crafting the narrative that I mentioned earlier, where you say stuff a whole bunch of times and it starts to get into people's heads that maybe it's true.
And usually it sticks with the people who are mentally weak. They're the ones who fall for it first.
Yes. Biden has labeled Trump and MAGA Republicans as semi-fascists and domestic terrorists. Tim Walz called Trump a fascist and a threat to democracy who will put people's lives in danger. We have a constitutional republic. Democracy is for suckers. Democracy is 5 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
Well, pure democracy always leads to chaos.
Yes. It only works on a very small scale.
Correct.
On Saturday, Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, described Trump as a candidate explicitly running on the promise of political violence. This guy is just a winner. Look at this handsome face. The face only the butt of my rifle could love.
Meth and dicks, man. Meth and dicks.
Meth and dicks. I think you might be right. This guy does look like a meth and dicks candidate.
He's got his hair dyed the Ukrainian colors while he's wearing American shirt, American neckerchief, and a plate carrier.
That has never, ever been touched by anything. Look at that.
Yep.
Plate carrier. That is right out of the box, and I mean that. Every single line is crisp.
Yep.
That's a good way to tell who's a bullshitter, by the way.
Yeah. You show up to a battlefield with clean gear.
Totally.
Yeah, I could probably guarantee you the plates in that carrier are from Temu and wouldn't stop a 22.
Nice.
Well, let's hope not.
Nice. In Orwellian fashion, they accuse Trump and his supporters of stoking violence where the evidence is almost always the other way. Conveniently, whenever Democrats are feeling the heat on a damaging issue, they always bomb threats. There are always bomb threats or phony-looking racist leaflets or nooses left in garages. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like the drawstring for the garage.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the exact same drawstring that was on every single
door
Yeah.
in the pits.
Yeah. We definitely need to send 13. We need to send 13 FBI agents to investigate that right away because a black man was involved.
Absolutely. Or Jussie Smollett getting beaten up with people yelling it's MAGA country in Chicago at 3:00.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
It's very
while he was carrying a Subway sandwich when it was negative 12 degrees out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally happened.
Yeah. In Springfield, Ohio, where Trump's "they're eating the pets" riff and 1,000 memes focused attention on the plight of locals overwhelmed by the sudden 30% increase in their population. No, 20,000 Haitians in a town of 58,000. Doesn't matter what the percentage of increase is. That's a devastating number of hostile, feral foreigners, period.
Correct.
And if you know the history of Haiti, you know that the last time the Haitians all got together, they killed every single white person on the island of Haiti.
Yes, they did.
Which is why Haiti's complete and utter shithole to this day.
Well, and it's totally not like a warlord named Barbecue, who is known for eating people, is now, quote unquote, running that country.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, maybe you should just carpet bomb it out of existence. I'm just
maybe. Having ignored the border crisis for 3 years, the media are now demonizing long-suffering Springfield citizens and portraying anyone who highlights their plight as a violent bigot. CNN host Dana Bash even accused Trump's running mate J.D. Vance on Sunday of causing the hospitals, the schools, the government buildings to be evacuated because of bomb threats in Springfield. What will it take for these demented partisans to lower their temperature? Unfortunately, I believe we're closer.
We cannot lower the temperature.
And closer to
an
inevitable exchange of some freedom.
The frogs are in the pot, and the pot is starting to boil over.
Correct.
What's happening now, though, is a bunch of the frogs are starting to jump out of said pot, and they're really pissed off.
Yep. And one thing I do want to mention about those quote-unquote bomb threats, even the mayor of Springfield, Ohio, after their rigorous investigation, from what I've heard, all of those threats came from overseas entities. They didn't come from within. They were all hoaxes, but yet they're still blaming the side that says, hey, maybe the Haitians
I wonder how many of those overseas threats came from a particular small little nation in the Levant.
I don't know.
It's probably a good choice. Good chance.
All right, Jimmy. Should start hitting the super chats.
Let's do this.
This went by quick.
Wow, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
All righty, let's see here. We'll jump over here to YouTube. We got 340 likes and we got 781 viewers.
What are you doing? We're up to almost 900 on YouTube.
Wow.
I'll give it a couple minutes to let you guys do what you want to
We
do.
got 901 over on Rumble.
Yeah.
But
Alrighty.
Yeah, let's see here. We'll start over here with the YouTube side of the chats. Here we got Dixon Cider with $5 Australian. Says, did you clear your PO box yet? Stompy Boot Valhalla awaits you.
I actually was just there last week or 10 days ago and went through all the shit. I need to go back if there's more stuff. But
Probably more stuff.
Okay.
Dude, I work like down the road. If you need me to clear that when you're up doing things in the up place,
all right,
give me a key and I'll clear it out and bring it on Tuesday nights.
Roger that.
There you go. Maybe we'll have an unboxing stream here soon from
we can
all
do
the
that.
shit that you guys send in.
Well, I got somebody sent the BattleTech stuff that's over there next to the D&D books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they sent a bunch of candy for the Crayon Eater right over there.
Okay.
I got some shirts, got a bunch of letters. I got some Secret Squirrel stuff from a guy I can't go into.
Dave doesn't need any more sugar.
No, he does not.
Dave's not here, man. Sorry. All right, moving on here. We got Rusty Shackelford. He's got our first not worthy. He's dropping 50 on us.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Says, quick thoughts on the exploding pagers. Can they do that? No homo. Love the show.
All right, first of all, we were actually talking about that, and
yeah, we spent about an hour on that today.
Some of the media's like, maybe they overloaded the batteries, and then we saw one of the quick video.
It's a blast
clips.
mark. Just call it a blast mark.
There was a hole in the desk.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's
not a battery.
That's boom powder.
It's
boom putty.
Boom putty.
It's not silly putty. It's serious putty.
Yeah, serious putty.
Yeah, but
all right,
to be honest, that's legendary. I'll never forget that one. That was well played, Israel. Well played.
Yeah, that was. I am not going to voice opinion, and we're not going to start another whole show on that right now. But I think we are going to do a show on that.
Yeah,
it might have to.
Espionage in current year.
Yeah, it's a good one
because that was espionage
straight up.
Oh yeah,
carry on.
Let's see. You got HTRSP Super here. Drop a 10 says, thanks for covering this topics like this because we know that MSN never will.
Yep.
We're definitely living in crazy times. Hopefully things will go back to normal and as they can be after Trump wins.
That's why we do it. Literally,
we're doing
That's why we do it.
Unfortunately, we're not going to ever be able to return to normal.
Well, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is I don't want to wind up on my deathbed regretting that I didn't say anything.
Yep.
I mean, I can't do anything other than fight for hearts and minds at this point in my life. But I'm not going to die with that regret on my lips. I'm just not doing it. That's why I'm talking about it now.
Yep.
There you go. And we got Soul on the Lich with a $100 ARS.
Oh,
not sure what that currency is there.
I have no idea what an ARS is.
But he says, media called this bioluminescent African-American gentleman a champion of causes big and small. Reminds me of when one ISIS leader got his ticket to see Allah as he was revered as an austere scholar.
Mm.
Yeah, I did actually I watched Tim Pool earlier today, and he brought up a lot of stuff. Apparently, the POS, who I will never name, was a champion for women's rights.
That is the Argentine peso.
Oh, it is.
So you apparently are somewhere that I've always wanted to visit as a casual.
There are hot women
tourist
in Argentina.
Dated an Argentinian girl. They're hot on the outside, cold on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Well, isn't that all women?
They have very good senses of humor.
Isn't that all women, though?
That's fair.
Yep. And we got Rusty Shackelford coming back for $10. Says $10 he registered the GoPro.
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
So we got him pissing, registering the GoPro, fingerprints on the weapon.
We should call Palm Beach, call West Palm Beach and say, hey, probably registered that GoPro.
Probably.
Somebody give them a call. Somebody call the police station involved in this and tell them, hey, you might want to look for a registry on the GoPro.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. And we got that guy, not this guy, but that guy. He's dropping $10. Says, Kamala dodges question. Trump dodges bullets. Our boy legit sporting level 4 plot armor.
There you go.
That's a good T-shirt right there.
And actually, I did find a meme earlier.
Yeah.
There you go. What do
no, I saw that one earlier myself. I think I might have seen it on the wrong same
What
one.
did Trump and Kamala have in common? Yeah, they're both dodging. One's dodging bullets, one's dodging interviews.
That's fantastic.
There you go.
Good stuff.
I also have quite a few more memes to share if we get the time. But let's see. Dylan Sharding here with $5 says, what is homicide? Monkeypox by assassination or AIDS.
Wow.
Had to alter spelling because of YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
You're gonna get stinged on YouTube, man.
No, we're fine.
I'm just giving him a ration of shit.
All right. I got Mustanger 65 with $10. Says, I'm trying to get my Anna to needlepoint range cards for the house. I think I'm wearing her down.
Okay.
That's awesome.
There you go. Oh, and Rusty Shackelford just comes back in and says, $2 says, registered. He owns the rights to the video.
Yeah, I guess.
Nice. All right, we'll jump over to the Rumblies and the Tumblies here. We're dropping numbers here for some reason. But we got 859 and dropping here, but jump over there. We got a lot of those over there. Let's see. First one here comes from Cliff3188. Good to see you there, good sir. Says, Pop, check the Redonk 12 email for a GIF. Leftist right now in a nutshell. Yeah, it is pretty much the
true story.
Yep.
Well, let's just say it. And I'm just going to say, oh, behave.
All right.
Leftist Trump. Why won't you die? It's because you scrape the bottom of the barrel to carry out your nefarious operations, in my opinion. Yep. And of course, Alucard, he comes in. He's got a request. You know it. You love it, Pop. It's your favorite video ever.
Come on.
Lol.
What is
the anticipation build?
It's filthy.
That one, man.
For 2 hours a night, one night a week, you're trapped back in the barracks where everybody makes fun of fucking everything, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
oh, look, a weakness. Let's exploit it.
Of course. And Jerry Conway coming here says, Shalom, MGTOW brothers. Please discuss and consider showing the 1-minute video clip of the exploding pagers injure 3,000 in suspected Israeli attack on Hezbollah.
We will be getting to that.
We'll be getting to that. We don't have it loaded up now, but I saw that one.
Actually, I do have that video pulled up right now. Let me grab it real fast.
Right. Hey, Jimmy, play it. I got to take a piss real quick.
Oh, Pop's got to take a pee break. All right, so we'll play a pee break real quick. Let's see here. You know what? There we go.
Your disease, and I'm the cure.
Sorry about that. An hour and a half is about all I can take.
It's all right.
That's what she said.
All right. It's the next one, Jimmy.
All right. Let's see. I got to bring up that video that Jerry brought up here for us. I'm just going to go ahead and share the window because there really isn't no audio that really needs to be shared with this. And YouTube, this is on your own platform. So you know what? No violence or gore is shown, but it does show what has happened.
Oh, the market popper.
Yeah, the market popper.
Yep, market popper. And I want to address your attention to this gentleman over here with the bag and the ball and the ball cap here.
Uh-huh. There you go.
That is a nut shot.
That's enough right there. Let's move on. Let's get out of that. Yeah, I saw that one. That dude's not going to have a good month and a half.
Children.
He's probably not going to die from that, but it's going to be bad.
Children.
This is bad. This is bad, right? And Jerry Carmichael coming back again says, hang on. If Trump's outing was impromptu, how did the shooter know Trump would be there 12 hours ahead?
Mole.
Mm-hmm.
He probably knew more than that.
Mole, 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 mole. Yep. All right. Let's see here. Next one. And Single for Life. He's got a request. Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. You love this one too, Pop, don't you?
Oh, no.
Green screen abuse. Straight up.
Oh, I gotta love it. And Sig for Life come back again, says he is gonna get himself some Clinton. You know, hanging from a tree with two shotgun blasts to the chest, and the shotgun found $2 blocks away from it.
Yep.
But it's totally a suicide.
Yeah, totally.
Well, yeah.
And Single for Life again says drilled it out and TIG weld.
Beg your pardon?
Okay. He's talking about the serial number.
Oh,
okay. No, allegedly. That's for fixing your fender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Right. Tantalum 180 here. He says, don't know if y'all made the point, however. Reports are saying that the SKS had the serial number removed and obliterated.
Yeah,
sure,
I believe we said that 2 or 3 times reading those articles. Yeah.
That's a lot of these super chats come in before we get
off. Okay. Obliterated.
Phrasing, Steve. Phrasing. N2 Gas here says memory holding already commenced, aka what not to do with old pagers.
Yeah.
And
actually, those are newer pagers. It's totally espionage. We're going to get to that.
Oh yeah. I definitely want to do a piece on this because it was a strategic genius move.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And the funny thing is, we had a dude wanting to end the life, not for the first time, but the second time, of the man that is the GOP representative for the president of the United States and the front runner. And now somehow social media is more focused on pagers exploding on the balls of
Lebanese,
those that live in the sand region.
Yes. Correct. Let's get to these super chats.
Tantalum 180 here says, on the ready, Ralph didn't Epstein himself.
Yeah.
Well, if the feds get a hold of him, he's definitely gonna be Epstein. International House whoop ass here coming in says, I see this being a trilogy. Part 1, Trump gets shot, the miss. Part 2, a new attempt. Part 3, Trump's revenge.
Okay,
I'll take that.
there you go, Disney. There's the Star Wars trilogy that you need to remake.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'll take it.
There you go. And Tomahawk here with $10 says, Battle Dwarf, caught you on Steve Murray's roundtable last week. Took me a minute to figure out it was you.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Why don't you go by the same handle off this channel?
Well, you know what? I don't know, because it just is what it is.
Because he's using the nickname I gave him.
There you go.
Battle Dwarf.
There you have it.
And Fan I Am is asking the question that we answered earlier. What are pipe hitters?
Pipe hitters.
Yeah.
Pipe hitters are pipe hitters.
They're mercenaries.
Yep.
Let's just call it what it is.
They're the guys who will hit you with a pipe until you no longer move.
Yes. For money.
Yep.
Yes.
And Knote 72 here says the mention of democracy and wolves and sheep voting almost reminds me of Plato's Ship of Fools.
Ah, a very good allegory. I encourage people to read Plato's The Republic. You'll find a lot of stuff that's going on today in that book, which is why they stopped teaching it so they can try to get away with it again.
There we go.
History does not also repeat, it also rhymes.
That is correct.
Let's see. Fan I Am here says, a knight in shining armor is just a man who has never had his metal tested.
Often the case.
I'd have to agree.
Yep. Oh, sorry.
What they really want is a knight in shitty armor.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me the knight that his armor is beat to shit.
And he's still alive.
Yeah. He's still alive and kicking. Yep. Tantalum 180 coming back in and says, Governor DeWine addressed Springfield on a visit that 33 out of 33 bomb threats were foreign-based hoaxes, like I mentioned earlier.
Correct.
Yep. LB Weaver here says, I wish somebody would put out the record of Eat the Cats. I'd definitely buy it.
It's pretty funny.
If you go to Billy Von Bomb's YouTube channel, he actually put out a reggae song that I listened to earlier today.
Nice.
And Billy,
Ooh,
slow clap there for you, good sir. Funny
absolutely.
shit, man.
All right.
Funny shit.
I got to hear that after the stream.
All righty. And we got Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 chiming in. Says, hey, Pop, question. If the deep state knocked off Trump, would that cause civil war? And
Definitely, it would knock the snowball over the cliff, and it would start. It would start real slow in the beginning, but here's the thing: there's a lot of guys on the right. If something like that were to happen, to President Trump, they probably, and I don't approve of this, but I have a feeling that they would be taking out hunting licenses on other Democrat individuals in the government.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I literally don't want that to happen. I'm just telling you, there's probably a lot of people on both sides who are just sharpening the stakes, waiting for shit to go down.
Yeah. Pop and I have both seen enough crap in our life to be able to look at things like this and say, yes, this is a tipping point.
This is not a good thing.
Let's not go to this point here, go to that point over there.
Yeah. You did mention snowballs. I would really hate to see this rolling down the hill and causing an avalanche.
Damn belly gets me every time.
Nope. Nobody likes you, Jimmy. Nobody likes you.
That's some fucked up.
It wasn't me. That was part of his bad part. That was part of the super chat. Don't blame me. I'm just the evil.
Not push the button, man. I'm scarred for life.
No, it's all right. We understand.
Look at my
You're
eyes.
welcome.
Just take years of
All right, let's see here. Well, we got a few more jump over here on the YouTube side here. Let's see. We got Michael T. Buffalo with $2. He says, you say mole, I say Melania. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh, damn. That burp is not wanting to come out. There, so we got Dylan Sharding here with $5. Says, Dremel rotary tool has diamond bits that melt through steel with ease. Perfect tool for removing things or adding style.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay.
Fair
See
enough.
your point.
Fair enough.
But owning a Dremel doesn't make you a gunsmith.
No, it does not.
And I highly advise against it.
That's how you.
Yes.
That is my public
That's how you
opinion.
destroy your warranty on your
Yeah.
long guns.
Yep. And we got Ray Giordano with $20 says, for lo the wicked bend their bow, they make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may be privily shoot at the upright and in heart. P.S. 11:2.
Psalm 11:2.
Psalm 11:2. God bless all.
Okay. You can't read verse, Jimmy. You sound like that was terrible.
Just throw them at me, Jimmy. I'm good at those.
All right.
There you go. There you go.
That Irish Catholic thing. We're good at reading that stuff for some reason.
Well, you have to, or you get beaten.
Pretty much. Grandma will slap you on the back of the head.
Read the channel. All right, let's go.
It's true.
There we go. We'll jump back over to Rumble here, catch up on those. We got Tantalum 180 says, "Sorry, I'm repetitive as hell this evening. I hope by now I've at least helped you each a sip. Thanks, Biden inflation."
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see. We'll jump over to the MGTOW.tv chat, where the MGTOW chat is doing MGTOW chat things. Do a quick scroll. That's a nice little booty. There you go. All righty. And we got 31 over there. We got a few super chats over there. We got Dark Mad Dog 21 here says, "Welcome back, Pop. Are you open to get my game concepts with Battle Dwarf next stream? It's just images that will last 10 minutes or less."
Okay.
I have a sounds familiar. I want stuff to be accurate, and Battle Dwarf knows more stuff than me. Also, about the Haitian migrants, TFM said the steel mill in Ohio is giving them jobs. The vacant houses are being given, and other stuff happening all at once with the federal government. It's darkly funny since now the melanin challenged now realize Wakanda is not real in time.
Yeah, and it turns out that either the city manager or the mayor of Springfield owns all of those unoccupied housing units and is making himself a pretty little penny off of the citizens of Springfield and federal funds. Yeah.
Shocker.
Next one, let's go.
We got a Crazy Uncle here with $3. Says, "One of the main reasons why woke politicians and their masters are afraid of the push towards the conflict, i.e. not so civil war, is that the majority of the combat tested veterans are from Generation X.
Yep.
Not only are we the fuck around and find out generation, but we are also under another phrase, never pick a fight with old men from a profession where young men die."
Absolutely correct.
That is absolutely correct. And if you force us to go to that point,
it's going to be bad.
We're going to be really, really pissed off, and there's going to be no off switch.
Yes.
I also have a saying that we can go with that. No sympathy for stupidity and no mercy for evil.
Okay. I like it.
There you go. And Dark Mad Dog come back in and says, "Battle Dwarf, do you know a good source on the Kabbalah? I need a good source for my game. I want all the stuff to be accurate down to the mental illnesses and all of the other things, such as architecture. Pop, be proud. The Amy Horton articles have found themselves into VTuber videos, and you were name dropped in the comments."
Nice.
Okay.
She's got to be seething. I just know she's seething.
She dropped my name? That's good.
Bust email over to redonkulas12@gmail.com with that Kabbalah question. I'll see if I can answer it for you.
Yep. I don't know if Amy Horton herself dropped the name dropped either, Pop, but it was dropped in the comments. And
I'm sure it's just absolutely drying out her vagine.
Listen, I got nothing personal against that woman at all, but she's just preaching a bunch of bullshit that's ruining young women's lives who read that shit and believe it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. And Dark Mad Dog finishes off. He says, "The shooter is insane. Listen to him talk." We don't need to listen to him talk. We just need to look at him.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious this guy's not.
Says, I talked to enough insane people to know he was just a useful asset because he is malleable.
Yeah, useful idiots. That's why they're called that.
Crazy Uncle coming back in and says, "I wonder what you men think of the M7, currently XM7, chambered in 6.8 millimeter. Have you got a chance to test it? Also, what do you think they are getting us ready for with ammo that can punch through a BMP?"
Well, first of all, that rifle ammo is not going to punch through a BMP.
No, you're not going to get a small arm that's going to punch through that BMP armor.
But I think, listen, my thing is this. We used to have the 308. They went to the 223 because the ammo was too big, too clunky, and you couldn't carry enough. And now we're going back to the XM, which is virtually a smaller bullet in a 308 case, there's a steel thing at the bottom so you can get more chamber pressure and get more velocity, but you're going to get the same headaches that you had with the 308 rounds. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. Don't kill the messenger. Next one.
Yep. All righty. Let me just jump back over to the Rumble side. Double check. Says, Fan I Am says, Pop, do you know that dyslexia can affect prostate function?
I do not.
You go from pop quiz to pop whiz.
That's a dad joke.
That's a dad joke.
That's a dad joke.
Nice. I think MGTOW Mando would approve of that one. Let's see. Tomahawk here says, Battle Dwarf, your answer to my question was inadequate. Now you must pay.
Don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Oh God, you guys make me push the buttons, just so you know. Don't blame me.
Oh, I hate that one.
Okay, get that. I'm sorry, Kevin. They make me push the buttons. It's not my fault.
All right.
Sorry, my Night Terror Demon had to chime in on that one.
Fucking Night Terror Demon.
All right, let's see. Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. Hey, good to see you there, good brother. Says, when I saw the shooter's picture, I thought to myself, wow, Ryan Gosling looks like shit ever since the Barbie movie.
Hey, it's fairly good observation.
Meth and dicks, man.
Meth and dicks.
Meth and artificial dicks. There you go. Let's see. LB Weaver says, I live in the southwest suburbs of Chicago. Trust me, guys. I know insane.
Yeah, we'd imagine you do.
Yeah.
He crossed the Meth and Dixon line.
Oh.
Write that down.
Yeah, we wrote it down. He crossed the Meth and Dixon line.
Meth and Dixon line. God, why hadn't we thought of that earlier?
I don't know. You kept saying Meth and Dix all night, and something in the back of my head just said that.
That's good. I like it.
Let's see. Going back to the MGTOW chat here, we got Dark Mad Dog here coming back. Says, Pop, got good news. All the woke games are failing. The Concord game lasted 10 days before it pulled offline. Dustborn flopped, and non-woke game sales are skyrocketing.
Good.
Oh, there's that burp.
Yeah, there's a reason I still play the original StarCraft at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Dark Mad Dog continues on. Says, my game will probably be popular. Also, I beat the game of Baroque for PS1 after 10 tries. I will try to make the game as good as Baroque, but I will not be able to beat the original. By the way, I use scammers as monsters, so how much and how Donovan Cuck Sharp stole your money? I think we already know that. I put him as an enemy. He's known as...
I have no comment on that.
No comment.
I'm not doing online beef.
That's fine.
Move on.
Yep.
And last one here on MGTOW here. Moisture Patrol says, for 25, says, keep it up, guys, but no longer than 4 hours.
Thanks, man.
Greetings from rural Western Kazakhstan, where there's still grocery stores and restaurants owned by locally born European descendants, not implying anything else.
Wow.
Not implying anything, of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't
draw attention to yourself, man. My God.
Be invisible.
Yes. Become the gray man. Alrighty. Over on Rumble here, we got, or not Rumble, we got on Odyssey, we got 33 over there watching. Pull up the chats here. We got Big Mike's Raging Rectum Wrecking Purple-Headed Prostate Puncher with 3 in a row. That's a mouthful.
That's what she said.
No, that's what Barry said. Actually, Barry said, allegedly. This first one here says, Big Mike likes the Big Bear. God damn it. Big Mike likes a big barrel poking out of the shrubbery.
Yeah. Listen, apparently, Jimmy, you and I both have lead lips tonight.
Apparently, yes.
My speaking is not on today.
I've noticed that both of you are having a bit of a labial stumble.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And Big Mike coming back says, Salty Cracker had a zit to match her golfing injury. Deus Salt.
All right.
Imagery nobody wants.
Salty Cracker.
That's a big zit, man. Salty Cracker's a good dude.
Yeah.
And Big Mike with his third one here says, I got a great idea for an AI art horror movie poster for Pop. The Pegging. Gendai 351. Make it happen.
No, God, no, please, no.
Don't do any of that.
Yeah, we don't need any of that.
No, like that. I'll get pissed off of shit.
That's
Gendai, get on that. Get on that. I'm just saying.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Do not cross the Meth and Dixon line.
Don't do that.
Well, it would be the artificial Meth and Dixon line.
No, we'll have none of that. Thank you.
That's all right. Carry on.
Move on.
Let's see. And we got Mark D's channel here with $20 says, thanks for the show. Let's hope Trump similarly thwarts potential attempt number 3. Long, short prediction. If they can't take Trump down, they might decide to go after Biden and try to surf the sympathy wave.
Actually, I never even thought of that.
Well, it's totally not like Biden went to a rally and a Trump supporter handed him a Trump hat and Biden put that on.
That's awesome. I saw that.
Yes, that is a real thing that happened.
Ricardo Montalban.
Write that down.
All righty. Let's see here. Over on the X, or Twatter as it's formerly known. I don't want to dead name anything. We got 52 viewers over there. Twitch is rocking 8, and D Live. Well, it said 6 there for a second, but they're all gone now.
There's
still folks watching though. All right, here. Let me jump over to emails here. See
Wait, Rumble has picked up 4 more.
We got 1 Cash App, so read that first, and we'll go back to Rumble.
Yep. All righty. Yeah, actually, emails got a couple Cash Apps. We got Peter dropping $5. Says, had my first mead on Saturday. I like it. Not a beer person.
All right.
There you go.
I'd be curious to know what brand of mead, if you please.
There you go. And we got Jeremy here dropping $5. Says, I'm not Haitian, but I enjoy eating the kitties.
Well, there is that.
There is that.
Anyway, what straight man doesn't like to have a kitty in his face every now and then?
Every now and then.
Just saying. Just be sure to do the sniff test and don't get caught.
Classic mistake men make. Get caught sniffing your finger.
All right, let's see here. We did have a couple jump over on the Rumble side here. Let me bring that back up. We got N2 Gas here. Says the pager thing will become the poster example of why you should open consumer electronics to have a peek inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's definitely some boom putty in there.
Some serious putty?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's about 2 grams max.
Yeah.
That's all you're really going to get in a pager. But it's enough to fuck you up.
Yeah, it's enough to blow your dick off.
It'll blow your hand off, your dick.
Not in
If you have it on your waist, it's going to take a chunk of your flesh out.
Yeah.
You're going to be out of the fight for a while.
Yep. And LB Weaver coming in with $2 says, thanks, guys. I'll use that.
I imagine he's talking about the Meth and Dixon line.
Yeah, that's fine. I like it.
Yep. International House of Whoop Ass coming in says, hey guys, I've got a question. I'm looking for a backpack that can hold enough for just in case of getting out of Dodge. Something that I can pack a tent, food, ammo, water, clothes, medical. Any suggestions?
The Marine Corps rucksack.
Yep. Either the Marine Corps rucksack or Camelback actually makes a good large rucksack. I've had for 20 years now.
Yeah,
and it is still functional.
But the reason I say the Marine Corps one, it's Coyote Brown. It's not that fucked up digital shit that the Army had, and you can get those still pretty cheap.
Yeah, the Camelback one is expensive, and you can get it in a bunch of different colors.
I got the Marine Corps one upstairs. I got I think I got it for like $97 before shipping.
That's not bad.
It's nothing.
Yep. Yeah.
Keep an eye out for those milsurp shops and whatnot.
Yeah.
A lot of them are online. You know, I'm not sponsored or anything. What's the one? I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Gotcha.
But it's Garand Thumb talks about them a lot and whatnot. So just do some search, do some research, you'll be all right. And looks like last one here over on Rumble. LB Weaver says, Battle Dwarf, you're the best.
The hell did I do?
Apparently
Now what did I do?
Apparently enough to get yourself a fan there, good sir.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so touchy. I hate everyone.
I hate you all and I hate everything.
That's right.
But alrighty, that looks like that catches us all up. Nothing else over on YouTube or Rumble side here. So I think, Pop, we are ready to close out the night.
All right.
Safety briefing!
Safety briefing! Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. It's not going to work out. If you need to fornicate, wear a condom. Take it with you. Flush it down the toilet because child support is 18 to 21 years, depending upon what state you're in, and it sucks. If you have to fight, run away first. If you can't, do everything in your power not to go to the ground because that is where you get stomped out. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. There's safety in numbers. Maintain your situational awareness because if somebody is going to attack you, the environment will have changed, and it's up to you to see it. And I'm sick and tired of burying you individuals because you're taking your lives over stupid bullshit. Do not take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. All right? Don't do it. Stay in the fight. Play the long game. There we go.
There you go. Battle Dwarf, any final thoughts from you, good sir?
Not particularly.
We've got brainstorming to do.
We do.
You don't want to say the B word one more time so that people have to drink?
We're fine. I don't feel the need to mention Bolsheviks again.
Ah, he said it. All righty. And my final thoughts. Well, you know what? You love it. Go to the Redonkulas.com store. Pick yourself up in some more designs. Evil Harris Monkey pint glass. Get yourself a mouse pad.
Yeah.
All kinds of good stuff over there. Mugs, shirts, not TVs, but patches. All good. All sorts.
My God,
of
I've become a patch.
a patch, man. So if you guys don't feel like giving us a few shekels for a super chat and whatnot, go over to Redonkulas.com. Pick yourself up some merch. So then that way when shit does hit the fan, we can identify you as a friendly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go. All right, ladies and germs.
Patch. There you go.
Get you a patch. There you go. We're out for the night. Take it easy.
Take it easy.